All right, test, test, test. All right, test, test, test. Looks good. Good evening, everyone. Today we are trying out a YouTube stream for a change. So maybe there's some issues or something, but I think it should be okay. All right, so this is just a quick season update right before the passes into the contested regions open, right? So, of course, we're still playing with Oro Druin, right? We actually waited a couple of weeks in backend, I think, for some friends. Mainly because we felt that we wanted to play with some we wanted to play with some Asian players this season, right? So yeah, we waited a couple of weeks. I think the rest was actually quite good. It wasn't too long, it wasn't too short, and we had some time to relax after the last few very stressful seasons, right? So yeah, that was good. So let's take a quick look at the map. We are playing in Mordor this season. I haven't played in Mordor since season 1, so it was very actually since season 2, I should say. So it was very nostalgic. It's a very nostalgic season for me for sure. I actually like the Mordor start a lot. I think Mordor is a very strong faction, and yeah, this season it just worked out that we were able to start there. So as you can see, we finished taking all of the Mordor lands. So we have basically nothing to do until the passes open, right? We're in a rebuilding glory campaign, obviously. So the statement "there's nothing to do" is not totally accurate. Of course, you have to start upgrading the buildings, right? Start setting up at the passes, sweep your main teams to level 40, and so on and so forth. But I mean, in terms of objectives and keeps, we just have to wait until tomorrow at 08 UTC when the passes to the neutral regions open, right? So Mordor can go into the Dead Marshes immediately, into this area, right? And of course, Mordor can also go into Dagorlad and Brownlands, right? So this entire area here is Mordor, Gondor, and Rohan for now. So yeah, it looks like so some of the other teams still have some work to do, right? I saw Arno took a couple of keeps. Gondor only took 1 keep so far, so I guess they will take maybe a few more today. They took 2, sorry. Those are 2 keeps, yeah. They took 2 keeps, so they will do a couple of more, I guess. Rune has been pretty AFK, Rohan has been pretty AFK, Linden and Angmar as well. Lothlorien took a few keeps, Erebor took 1 keep, I guess. So yeah, some of the factions are definitely quite active, I suppose you can say, and of course there are also a few factions that are not that active, which is basically what you get every season these days, right? So yeah, that's our map. We spawned in the very south, in Southern Kant. I had a pretty decent spawn this season. I was quite happy. There was a decent amount of tiles around me. So yeah, I mean, not a lot of complaints or anything. So yeah, it was nice. Yeah, so that's the map. Let's take a look at the teams that are in the season. I'm just gonna keep sweeping here so that I I can get my second and my third team up to level 40 as well. So yeah, let's take a look at the teams. We have, I haven't checked my personal ranking since 2 or 3 days, I think. I stopped farming like 2 or 3 days ago because you reach a point where you are full on tiles, right? You have a bunch of level 10 and 11s, and the rest are level 9s and level 8 tiles. And basically there's not a lot for me to do right now. I've started building some forts, you know, I dropped some tiles for the relocation and things like that. So yeah, we were number 1 on this server for the first 3 days, pretty much uncontested. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with my personal production ranking right now. It's mainly 1T and or DR who are leading in the rankings. You can see a few Lothlorien players here and there, right? So this guy is a Loth player. This guy is a Loth player. Yep. This guy's from Gondor, I think. Yep. But and some Arnos as well. But you can see like the majority is 1T or DR, right? As you scroll through. Yeah. So not a big surprise there. And yeah, so the leadership here, the Warband rankings, so we are number 1 right now with 1.6 million affluents. 1T is number 2 with 1.5 million affluents. And then we have Lothlorien at 1.4, Arno at 1.2, another Loth team at 1.2, and Gondor at almost 1 million right now. And then we have the Dwarf team and the second Arno team here as well. So yeah, I think like everything below this is probably not really worth paying too much attention to, right? At this point, if you're below 500k, like you're playing this game super casually, right? As a warband, especially if you have like 91 players there. So yeah, I think these guys are pretty much full. 98 out of 100. Yeah. Here we have 100 out of 100. And then I think we have like 91 players, and 1T has 100 out of 100. So yeah, basically like all of these top 7 to 8 teams, I think they're pretty much full. As you can see here, yeah. So yeah. What else can we look at? We can look at the personal stuff, right? So let's look at first occupation. I took the first level 10 tile at 13 hours, 57 minutes and 19 seconds. Sylar took the next one at 15 hours, 43 minutes and 43 seconds. And our friend from Asia took the third one here at 17 hours, 10 minutes and 31 seconds. And the team I used was not this team. This team just cleaned the tile. But I used the Undying, Skalhelm and Shadow team, right? At this point you only have 3 formations per army, so it's actually quite good that you can take a tile, a level 10 tile with only 3 formations per army, right? Then the first level 11, I took it at 25 hours, so we won that as well. We have Gilgud taking at 26, Björn at 27, Atzel at 28, and then again our friend from Asia at 36. And here you can see the team that I used here. So here I already unlocked the 4 formations per army, right? And this is pretty much the best team you can use, right, in the early game. Not a lot of improvements that can be made here. You can see I have my Undying as full tank with some focus sprinkled in there. Of course, the set effects are completed. Gandalf the White with some command and focus. Shadow with full Warcry, and Skalhelm with full Warcry as well. Unique really makes a big difference, right? So you can see she hits very, very hard in the first round here. We quickly look at the unique here, right? This is like 18k damage just from the unique in round 1, which is of course quite insane. Yeah, that's it. No one has taken a 12 so far, obviously, because the passes are still locked, right? and the level 12 tiles that are in starter regions are in Angmar. The Angmar team is obviously not very active this season, so I guess when we open the passes tomorrow, we will be also the ones who take the first level 12 and 13 tiles and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, those were the passer rankings. Ring level, we are close to level 40 now, which will unlock 15 free tiles, right? Quite simple. And yeah, that's pretty much all of the relevant statistics here. We just started with the Mortar Barracks. I was quite happy with them. They performed very well for me. And currently I'm leveling up my B team here. Of course, the Baron and Saruman, I usually play them in the A team, but this season I will switch some things around most likely and test some different stuff as well, right? So this is pretty cool. Yeah, so passes open tomorrow. As I said, if we look at the season chapter here, 14 hours and 23 minutes left. And then we already are in the fertile lands section, which of course everyone of us is looking forward to very much. So the rest of the day here will just be sweeping stuff. I am going to set up a rally, right? We're gonna go here and set up a marshal, sorry, it's called in our fortress. So we can just put this, we can just give everyone like I don't know how much time do we want to give them. 7 plus 6, yeah, like the time can't exceed 12 hours, so we can just put the maximum here, right? Yeah, there we go. No special armies, no limit, and we want only siege here. I will be present at the pass tomorrow, so if you are present, it's always a good idea to help out your teammates by creating some marshals with the fortress, right? Very important. Especially like the US players, 8 UTC is usually quite a bad time for them, and so this helps them to participate in the objective as well, even when they are sleeping, which is of course what teamwork is all about. Yeah, we have some new players as well who are, I think, quite excited to play a season with a little bit of a more competitive team. So that's cool, right? Always important that you get some fresh blood from time to time as well. So basically I finished my A team yesterday, I think already. They're all level 40. I haven't honestly decided yet how I'm gonna start the season in terms of PvP. I'm just gonna stick with my really cheap troops. I don't see a big reason to upgrade the quarters right now. I am going to rush the main hall level 10, right? So we have fulfilled all of the requirements because the barracks are already upgrading. The storage is upgrading because you need the 990k stone, right? Which is a lot for this upgrade. So probably what I will do tonight is I will hire some batches of PvP troops. I'm just going to use the crushers. We're going to get a couple of those more in the barracks so that we have a few hits tomorrow in case there's already PvP, and then I'm going to finish the main hall because the crushers are of course very cheap, so they're not going to slow down your progress too much, which is very nice. Yeah. So that's all good. So you know, the barracks are pretty standard, nothing special. We have one left. Like I said, I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna go into really. I'm gonna play around with some fun things this season because it looks like a server that is a little bit more manageable compared to our previous servers, right? So I definitely want to play around a bit more with Thorin. I was a really big fan of him last season. If we look at some of the reports in the farm here, he's also doing very, very well. Usually has, like, if we find some tougher tile here, 44k damage, right, on Thorin with the troop attack gear, some troop defense gear, of course, as well, high command, and then the King of Durin's Folk, the bolt, and the stun here, as well as the damage mitigation that we will slowly go into. So I'm definitely going to play around with him a bit. I think it can be a really fun army. And yeah, I also want to play around a bit more with Skarhelm and Shadow. I think those two go together really well. And as you can see, my Sauron is currently level 5. So of course I am going to use my Sauron in PvP. We're just gonna do the XP switch for Sauron. Sauron is a character that, you know, you can't really farm that well with him. Your losses will always be quite high. He doesn't have a heal. His crowd control on the tiles is not that good. So we will just do the XP switch. I'm probably going to get rid of Radagast at level 40 because I'm most likely not going to use him for PvP, right? These guys I'm all going to use, so obviously we're not going to XP switch with them. I also still have my scrolls. I haven't used them yet, right? So the goal is, and I mean this is quite easily achievable, I will have at least 8 commanders that I will use for PvP at level 40 tomorrow, which is very nice. So yeah. Yeah, is there anything else to talk about? I mean, in the merit store from last season, or the season medal store from last season, I just bought the Mithril. This account only needs Mithril, to be honest. I do want to refine the Undying unique a bit more, right? We have it at 3 out of 4 right now. I could make it 4 out of 4 already. I think it's a pretty good unique to have. And I mean, with Mithril you always need Mithril, right? Especially if you play like multiple armies. I can refine Galadriel's unique, which is not that bad. I can Saruman is already finished, Skarhelm is finished, but there are a couple of more uniques. I mean, Gun of the White with the unique refinement is also not that bad. Like if you play the full damage gear and you refine this to 5 out of 5, he will hit pretty hard as well, right? Focus damage, it's very cool. Thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Yeah, so like I said, we expect the season to be a little bit more relaxed. We're not really too worried about taking on the server here and just having some fun, you know, and just really enjoying the season a little bit more than the other ones that we have played recently. Okay, yeah, so that's the season update. I just wanted to do something that was quite short. If there are any viewers in the chat, could you write something in the chat? I just want to see if it works or if you encounter any difficulties there. It should work, but you know, you never know. So yeah, we're just waiting for the alchemists to spawn now. As I said, we're gonna farm some more mobs today, right? With the B team and the C team, and then later on tonight I will settle on my 2 PvP teams for tomorrow, and then we will start the PvP hopefully. I think Gondor has been preparing at this pass. Or at least they have a fortress there or something. Yeah, so they're building the fortress, which is good, right? And I think at this pass nothing has happened yet, to be honest. Yeah, nothing is happening here. So looks like they're just going to try to fight here, I suppose, or to grab the pass before we are able to, right? Which is the correct thing to do. So that's good. I haven't looked at the other chats, at the other factions rather. I think, I mean, Arnor is probably gonna try to enter from here, right? Don't see a fortress there yet though. Maybe from here? Nope. So Arnor doesn't look like they're gonna go anywhere immediately. Lothlorien will definitely go somewhere immediately, or at least I hope. Yeah, okay, also no fortress yet, but I guess, I mean, they don't really have a lot of stress because the dwarves appear to be quite weak. So yeah, Lothlorien will come from here, right, which is nice, and then the cool thing about the northern factions here is you can move all the way. Wait, let me see if I am correct or if I am wrong. Aha, no. So they have. It looks like they have fixed it. There was a season where no, you can't go through here. Yeah. So Lothlorien basically can go all the way to here if they want to from the north, which is the big advantage that the factions here have. Right. There's not gonna be any contest until the Progress 6 is completed, right? So that is of course something that we have to keep in mind. And like I said, Rune is pretty dead, so we don't expect too much things going on here. Let's check if the dwarves have built their fortress already. The dwarves, I think they would also go from here, right? Yeah, no, nothing yet. And I think that's the same here, right there. Nothing will happen. Yeah, nothing. So good. What's up, Ryomen, Sakuna, or Björn? How are you doing? I hope you are enjoying your weekend. And yeah, I think I'm already building some roads. Yep, I sure am. We can probably donate a little bit again. There we go. Yeah, for the donations, so we are here right now in terms of the donations. This will be a big power spike again, but it will still take a couple of days, I suppose. So yeah, team is also doing well, right? Everyone is just keeping up with the farm. You will see most of these affluence numbers are very, very similar, right? And then there are a few slackers who need to step it up a bit. But yeah, overall quite happy. Most people are like around the 15 to 30k range, right? Which is exactly what you want to see. I have hired some more breakers for tomorrow, so we can fill up this team, which means we have like 800 siege with the siege gear right now, roughly. And if we take a look here, I'm obviously not going to show the pins too much, but the pass here, it has 500k siege, which I think is almost the same as the keep we took yesterday, maybe? Where's the Udun keep? Here. Okay, so it's 300k, so it's like 200k more siege, and it's 50 level 45 armies, right? So I said I have 800 siege, so if we do 500,000 divided by, then we have 800 times 10 hits, right? Which means we need 62.5 siege armies, which makes this quite easily possible. So yeah, looking good. Yeah, so that's it. We're just gonna farm some mobs for the rest of the day and then get ready for hopefully some fights tomorrow. I'm a bit concerned about Gondor because like I showed before, they are 600k affluence behind us, which is, it's an insane amount to overcome in the early game, right? So I hope they put up some defense, but you know, probably the main PvP will start after Chapter 6 concludes. So yeah, we'll see. I am enjoyed, only the wife have lost the army of troops of Helvis camp, but whole 9 in the making. Very good. Yeah. I think, I mean, the meta is to start cooking troops after you have completed main whole 9, right? So on more competitive servers, you would very simply just cook troops as soon as you have the main whole 9 done. And yeah, I mean, here I will finish my main hold just because I don't want to deal with it later. We're just we are a decent amount of stone away from it, but I think we will get this. I think we should get this like in the morning probably. I'll cook some troops as well, but yeah, I mean, we will be able to get this. We have a lot of ability points. This is a really cool ring title, right? Sauron's Gift. Ability point, speed recovery, plus 20%. Absolutely amazing in the early game. Actually, this I used in the past seasons as well. I think it's the best like ring title because of all the gathering you can do, right? So we will gather some stone. There we go. And yeah. Maybe I can show some reports of the Undying team. I think I had a pretty good hit on the keep yesterday. What date was yesterday? The 16th. So let's see if we can find it here. 16. This is still 16. Okay, I think we took the keep at 14 UTC. So let's take a peek. There it should be somewhere. Here we are. So this is why you play this army in the early game, right? If you can, like everyone on your team should be playing this army in the early game if you have the commanders, because you have the Undying, Evasion, and the heal, right? So this and this, very strong. Then you have Gandalf the White with White Rider and White Council, and because I have like such high respect, I have the stun from the White as well. Skalnem with Warcry and the Unique, and Shadow with Warcry, and I have the Unique as well here, of course, but this is not that important. Just Shadow with Warcry is very nice. And you can see here, like, you can take out armies like this. This is level 40, 0-star gold gear, right? And you can see if you send this on a keep, like, you basically take out all of the armies without losing anything, right? So, very cool. In some of these fights, I'm not even getting the heal because, like, I kill the enemy too quickly, right? So, maybe we can find... Here I got a tiny heal. So yeah, I mean, and the really cool thing about the Undying is also that he gives evasion to the commander as well, right? Which is important because if you hit multiple armies, your commanders can die usually, and so Undying prevents that from happening. You can see that my commander HP is also very healthy still. And yeah, so we finished like the last 10 to 12 armies here, I think, and it was basically... I basically didn't cook troops since day 1 of the season, right? Or morning of day 2. I just used everything for buildings and for, you know, completing the chapters. We are on the last chapter, like I already showed. We just need to finish the main hall and then we're done. And yeah, that's it. This is another 10 tiles, so it's very nice. Good. Yeah. So, this was the season update. We will dive into some PvP reports later. Like I said, I'm gonna try out some things. I have a very interesting idea for Mr. Okluk. So my Okluk is Zenith, obviously here. Do I need the... increase the damage dealt by this formation's orcs or troll units by 2% when attacking. Yeah, I mean, this is also not a terrible unique, right? It would be nice if Uruk were included here as well, but just for the extra stats, it's already acceptable too, right? You have command and unit defense. And basically, the idea evolves around this title and this title. So this, if you place Nagathrax, they get basically plus 38% damage dealt, which is really, really high. They also get 10% unit HP, which is very good. And you get a lot of defense as well. So this would be like 88 defense roughly, which is crazy because it means you can prioritize the unit attack gear. Obviously you're not gonna play trolls, so this is ignored, but yeah. And the bleed is also not that bad, right? You get some bleed 4 times, some defense minus. So I'm gonna try some interesting troop builds with this guy. I think he can do really well. And the people who have used him have just not used him correctly, pretty much. I also got Helm this season. Helm is now unlocked, so maybe I will play around with him as well. I do think that Helm is a little bit overestimated by players. I don't think he's that good actually. We also have Azog with this is the title that you want for Azog, right? Kingslayer. I'm not quite there yet, but I have him unlocked for now. And then Kawhi here. Yeah, this command is just a waste. Don't invest in him in NRP. You will just get cooked in the fights, right? Just not a good commander because he just is playable with large troops, and large troops have no damage. So it does make sense to play a troop damage dealer with troops that have no damage, which means he makes no sense, right? Thorin on the other hand, very, very strong. He needs the small troops, and small troops like the Snagathrax have very high damage stats, right? So this is very, very, very good. And then you can pair it with like Witch King, and you know, this guy gives damage, increases the damage stat by another 5%. You can pair it with something like King Aragorn, right? Increases the damage dealt, and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's also a Zenith Gothmog on this account, of course, but I think I'm quite happy with the Witch King damage increase. And I think Thorin increases, I'm not sure if Thorin increases the stat or the damage, he increases the damage dealt, yeah. So Witch King increases the stat, then you have the Okluk stuff, right, with another 20% here, or like I said, 38%. So it's good, this army, I think it has potential. So we will see. But this is, again, this is like for later on. I don't play tier 5 units at the start, obviously, because yeah, you don't have the resources to do that, especially if you're very active, right? So we're gonna run some cheap troops here, and we're still gonna win our fights quite comfortably, and then as we go later down the road, we will switch things up a bit. I've also, some people have maybe finally convinced me to give Galadriel a shot this season. So we will see if I can fit her in some team. We will see. Like I said, I have not decided yet. I have a lot of commanders to play with, and 8 of them that I will use will be level 40. We've already finished these ones, of course. And Sauron will be switched, so basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are already finished, and then we'll add 3 more out of those 8. I'll rework the gear maybe slightly, although I think most of them already have the PvP gear, right? I don't think I will mind the command build on Gandalf the White at the start. Just because I want to lose as little troops as possible, right? We're still at 192 focus, which is not bad. Maybe I will give him like the pipe to get above 200 focus, but I mean, yeah, basically, like the name of the game in the early game is just reducing your troop losses, right? Which all of these tanky support commanders that I chose here do very, very well. So yeah. That's what we're doing. Okay, we're very, very close to level 40 actually. That's interesting. I think there's nothing else I can do right now. It's 8 more hours, yeah. So I will be sleeping in 8 hours. The time and tips refresh in 6 hours, and all this other stuff is finished. So yeah. We will get to level 40 quite soon. We will unlock the dominance, and then tomorrow we can start building a lot of forts, taking some tiles in the neutral as well, and so on and so forth. So will be a good day tomorrow. I think people are gonna have fun, and we're gonna enjoy the season for sure. Yeah, half trolls are good as well, but I think I just like the Snagglethrag on Okluk. I think they will do very, very well. And then Thorin either gets the Berserkers or the half trolls. Yeah. So yeah. Maybe we can look at some of the other guys on the server who have taken higher level tiles, right? That's something we can do. So let's see here. So I know that most of my team plays basically what I play, right? Let's look at the level 11 tiles. This is better. So I already showed mine. I played this, right? Then Gilgu, I think, plays a Gilgalad. Yes. So he has the Gilgalad, Gandalf the White, Dane and Beorn combo. I think he has pretty high respect as well. I remember this guy. He has some pretty good stuff here. Fully refined Dane unique as well. Only one roll on the commander attack though, like me, which is pretty unlucky. Good helmet. And then the Beorn, who is not Zenith. Yes. That was the big weakness of this account, I remember. And he doesn't have a second Palantir. But yeah, I mean, overall a pretty solid account in 1T, right? Then let's take a look here. This is Ignor or Bjorn, right? He played the same as me, basically. I'm not sure why he played the Gandalf the Grey instead of the Gandalf the White. That's something that you have to ask him, I guess. But I mean, of course, this will work very well, right? And then he plays the Beorn instead of the Skalhelm, which is very good. But of course, very, very solid, right? You can see a really good tile as well. Then we have Atzel, Gandalf the White, Beorn, Saruman, and Undying. Yep, pretty standard stuff. Most of these guys are using PvP gear, of course, because not everyone can just switch everything around, right? And you can see here the Undying heal is really good, right? 6,442, very, very beautiful. Because you do take some losses, right? And then you heal right back and finish the tile. Then our friend from Asia plays Gandalf the White, Shadow, Beorn, and Saruman. A very aggressive comp, actually, but also looks pretty good. And yeah, I'm not gonna check every one of these, just maybe some of the newer players. So he hit his main hit. I think Willem is playing Kirun. Yep, there we go. But we're looking for some opponents, so let's see if we can find some opponents. Okay, and Baron Erkamion, which is Tart and Camo, play a nice army as well. This guy plays a very interesting army. Okay, he didn't play it here, or maybe it was another guy. Oh yeah, it was another guy. It was not this one, I think, because he just plays the old 2.0 army. But there was one guy with like Azog and Witch King, which it looked pretty fun, I would say. Yeah, it was this guy. So up to the level 10 tiles, this guy did very, very well. But now you can already see, once you start to hit up to level yeah, up to level 10 does. Once you start to hit the 10 and 11, the troops just don't cut it anymore, right? He even has the berserkers here, who get damage dealt plus 20%, right? So they have a pretty high damage ceiling as well, especially in the first few rounds. They're stun immune, they get some defense. And I mean, this guy has pretty good gear, right? But you can see like the the comparison to the DD commanders here is pretty rough. A fully refined ASOG unique. Oh my god, that's crazy. Command plus 22 unity plus 80. Damage dealt by the commander's formation unit to targets affected by stun on menace plus 35%. Oh my god. I've never seen a fully refined ASOG unique before, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, so this is pretty interesting. I remember him from one of our past seasons. He's a pretty active player, so it makes sense that, you know, he's playing this type of stuff. Okay, so he just went for the unit damage stat. Yeah, that makes sense. Unit damage stat plus 10%. But yeah, you can see, like, if you compare this, I mean, this is full, really good gear, high respect levels, fully refined ASOG unique, and if you compare this like to vanilla DD comp, right? Like this is just a vanilla DD comp. I have tier 2 troops as well, right? So it's a rough comparison for sure. But he has a cool army, so I'll pay some attention to how he does. This is my old account. Someone else is playing it, of course. I saw he scouted well. He put some tier 1 troops. So overall, this really wasn't too bad. Yeah, he did quite well there. And let's see what some of these other an Eomer, nice, very cool. Yeah, some of these guys are very wailed out for sure. So. looks very good. Don't blame the wife. That's right, don't blame the wife. So the 1T guys look pretty solid in terms of what they play, even if they play some stuff that is maybe not super in the meta, right? They look pretty solid to me. Okay, and here's our first opponent, Magistrate Ruse. I think that was the first one. Let me double check. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone here. Here we missed one. Hopman. 41 hours, 59 minutes. Let's see what he played. Okay, so he played something quite similar to what we did, right? Undying. Yep. Everything correct here. Bjorn. Good gear, but it seems low on respect, right? Gandalf the White Zenith, and Galadriel at R15 with full agility. That's very interesting. Okay, that's a good gear set because she will be quite fast. Now the danger here is you are faster than the enemy Bjorn, right? Which is not good. You want your Gala to be slower than the enemy Bjorn, but the advantage is you will be faster than the enemy Saurons if they don't play full agility sets. So yeah, I think this guy will do reasonably well, and he knows what he's doing. He already has Woodman as well. I mean, okay, 41 hours in, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, then we have, okay, this was the first guy. Then we have Magistrate Ruse. He is playing a very standard comp, I would say. Nothing too special here. Shadow with Saruman, yeah, okay. That's where some of the debates come in, right? Doesn't really have a lot of nuking power, but yeah, I mean, it can be interesting. Then we have Mr. Grimm here. Let's see what he plays. He has Zenith 3 Sauron, also with full agility, so you notice a lot of these players, they haven't switched their gear from 2.0, right? And this is a bit odd because he went full tank with full agility, which I think a lot of people have already realized that this is not really the best build anymore, right? But it's not that bad. It's an acceptable Sauron. He plays a Zenith 1 Undying. This passive is very bad. Just as an FYI, this is one of the worst set effects in the game. But yeah, I mean, he's playing the Undying Tanky. I'm not sure about this accessory either because, you know, very, very squishy here. You're basically going command 2 items and then command the attack to other items. That's not really what you want. Also very squishy Shadow, no command helmet. Yeah. And then also, this army is very, very squishy. If he runs into an evil RP army that plays correct equipment, I think he will get slaughtered really, really badly. But not bad. A couple of Zeniths, and he's in Gondor, I think, so that's good. We might see him tomorrow. Very nice. Okay, what else is here? We have Lothlorien now. Okay, so we have some Loth players here. Zenith 6 Isildur, cool. Not the best commander, sadly, but you know, he's can be a fun one. Zenith 6 Gandalf the White, we have a Gimli, and we have a Dane here. So no Sauron, which means the PvP will probably be quite tough for him. Then we have Fangs with an R6 Undying, R5 Gimli, R10 Shadow, and R7 Saruman. Okay, also the gear needs a lot of work here, right? And I think as we go further down the list, we will start seeing more and more purple equipment, non-Zenith commanders, and things like that. But yeah, it's good to see some Loth and Gondor players in these rankings. It's nice. And yeah, this guy also said he's a big whale, so let's take a look here. So he is not playing Undying for farm, which is quite bad, but this army is obviously the meta PvP army, right? You have Sauron, Gandalf the White, Saruman, and Beorn. Let's take a look here. Sauron with full agility. This item is quite odd. This is not enough command for a tank. And the defense is also not above 180, which is, I mean, obviously it's a tier 2 troop, right? But this is not gonna be high defense here. So I'm not sure I like this gear that much. At least 2 of these items should focus more on unit defense. And I mean, this has to be a command item, right? This definitely needs some improvement here. Then we have a Beorn at Zenith 5, no command helmet, very squishy. Very, very squishy, actually. No agility here, so very big risk that he gets maddened, right? No Palantir. Again, a lot of stuff that needs to be changed here. But it is Zenith 5, so that's not too bad. And this, by the way, is also wrong. For the farming, you always go into the Anduin Vale Chieftain first, because it has to bleed, which in the farming is much better than just hitting 3 formations. Then we have a Saruman, R15, not Zenith yet, okay. Wow, zero unit defense, no command. Not great, no. And we have a Gandalf the White. Also, this guy does this guy not have this guy doesn't have a single command commander. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a rough one. Yeah, that's a rough one. No command here either. He's going for the full unit damage here. Yeah, I mean, the Zenith levels are high, and I mean, I guess he has some gear choices, but yeah, this guy is not even like, I think this guy wouldn't even compete with the top 25 players in our team. So yeah, could be better. But he has some Zenith commanders at least, so maybe he can win some fights maybe. Okay, I think that's it. We saw some interesting stuff. I've never seen a fully refined ASOC unique before. That's actually really funny. Uh, I'm very curious to see how he will do. I think I will. Maybe I will analyze some of his reports as well, just for fun. But yeah, I mean, it didn't look too bad. That's very, very high damage received for sure. Very, very high damage received. Of course, it's a house investment, but... Oh, it's the damage dealt. Okay. That's a bit... That's good, yeah. Damage dealt plus 35%. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. I see what he's doing. He's combining the Witch King crowd control and the ASOC crowd control with this damage dealt, but yeah. He need to rework his gear. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Gondor guy I showed definitely. But yeah, I mean it will be one of those seasons where a lot of the higher players or players who consider themselves to be high on this server, they will kind of see that some of the old stuff doesn't really work that well anymore, right? So should be quite fun. I didn't see a lot of strong Bjorns, so I'm probably also gonna give my Sauron the full agility on this server. But I'm gonna do it a bit different than the other guys, of course. I'm not a fan of him being too squishy, so definitely a Reckoning here, not the +3 dagger or whatever it was. And of course also very important that we put the high defense command helmet here. The chest is a bit flexible. I like to put focus here sometimes. It's pretty good. And the accessory is also flexible. You can go for some... This item is actually pretty good on Sauron. I like it a lot. I think it's very good. So yeah. So I will have to rework some gear before the season starts. I don't know. Either I will do it tonight or tomorrow in the morning. But yeah, I mean, there's no rush. There is really no rush. Good. Okay, that's it for the stream. Thanks for watching, guys. I tried to stream on YouTube today for some fun. I think I will stream more on YouTube because for some reason everyone in this community is not using Twitch. I still think that Twitch is the best streaming platform, but you know, for me it's whatever. I don't mind streaming to YouTube either, so yeah. And yeah, we'll do some PvP report analysis over the course of the season. We'll test out some builds and hopefully everyone can have some fun. I wish you all a good night and yeah, I will see you later. Bye bye.